Welcome to the latest Wax Ecstatic Pack Break. I'm your host, Matt Sammon, and I've got a special guest for this Pack Break video, but also for our podcast this Friday. Mini-Me, my son Patrick. Say hi, Patrick.
Hello.
Yep, there he is. Yeah, you don't get to totally see him. You just see his hands here. But you'll hear him talk as well, as this is a show that I look forward to because not only will Patrick chime in every now and then, but also have our good friend Nick Diunte, a contributor to Forbes magazine and an influencer with Topps. And of course, one of the big items that comes out around this time of year, actually came out in late February, is Topps Heritage. And if you're a longtime listener of our podcast, you know that I'm a huge fan of the Topps Heritage set, because I'm a big fan of vintage baseball cards, and Topps Heritage always does a great job. And I've only been able to open up a couple of these so far this year, but I absolutely love the Topps Heritage set this year. And we've got the value pack, or the fat pack as some people call it, and we'll open this up in just a moment. And we'll also talk about the 1971 Topps set. I'm actually going to have Patrick pick 4 players at random. This is just from a sheet of a plastic sheet, obviously, of 71 Topps cards that I have in my own collection. Probably have a couple hundred of them. Some star cards, although most of my star cards are slightly dinged up, if you will, the strays. And that's simply because it is so hard to get a 71 Topps card in great shape. You can just look here, like even at the Jim Harden and Danny Walton, those black borders, they chip so easily. Thankfully, the Topps Heritage, because they are made with the newer, thicker white cardstock, don't really get as damaged as the old ones do. But as you'll see when we open up the new package, you'll see a nice little tribute to the old cards, which featured the full black and white photo, the little bio, the look back at the previous year's stats, and they've really managed to pull this off rather well in the new Heritage and the original 71 Topps set. So let's open up this jumbo pack, purchased at a nearby Walmart. Everyone else is getting toilet paper and stuff. I'm buying baseball cards. All right. Well, this is one of Patrick's favorite players, although you get pretty upset when he strikes out. Ji-Man Choi, but he doesn't quite strike out like he used to.
If you give him a good pitch, he could drive it.
Yeah, if you give him a good pitch, he'll hit it out. And he's taking a pretty good swing here. Now, before I get to Clayton Kershaw here, let's take a look at the Topps Heritage and the original 1971 Topps. So here you go. You've got that great black border, the really standing out name of the team, the name of the player, and the position he plays, all in lowercase, which is very unique. Plus, you've got the facsimile autograph. You flip the cards over. So here's the original Danny Walton on the bottom there, Ji-Man Choi on the top. Let me pull that back a little bit. Ji-Man Choi on the top there. And you could say they've got it down almost perfectly. You've got the avocado green back, which was popular on everything that was made in the 1970s. The black and white photo, the little bio, the information about his first year in pro ball, first year in the majors, and his line score, if you will, from last year and for his career. Or as they said in 1971, life. All right, so Ji-Man Choi, that's our first one. All right, Patrick, let's see what else we got here. So we got Ji-Man Choi. Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers. Of course, I forget how bad my eyesight is now. I try to read these little miniature codes here, but I do believe that this is the standard Clayton Kershaw. This is not a variation. Joe Jimenez of the Tigers. He looks really happy to be there. Let's see what else we got. Yadier Molina of the Cardinals. What were you saying, bud?
Not often you're happy to be at Detroit.
Yeah, it's tough to be a happy Tiger these days, but he is a really happy Tiger.
Yep.
Why is he so happy? Well, he's 4-7, which by Tigers pitching stats is not bad. The earned run average is another story. Yadier Molina, Carlos Carrasco. Looks like he's in front of a community bulletin board there at that park. Jeff Schwartzia with the Giants. Look at that lettuce growing. That's pretty impressive. Yuli Gurriel Just checking to see what the code is for fastball down the middle. Sean Murphy looks like he's taking a little nap there.
Yeah.
Good Irish boy with the Oakland Athletics. Tyler Naquin of the Indians again taking pictures in front of the community bulletin board, he said. All right, so this is something that you see in the heritage sets a lot. Flashback cards as they look at cultural things from that same year. And my flashback as a broadcaster, one of my favorite topics here, All in the Family. Of course, Carol O'Connor there and everybody else with the crew there from one of the landmark TV shows, not only of 1971, but of all time. So that's a neat thing to get. All right, your American League batting leaders with Tim Anderson up top, DJ LeMahieu and Yohan Moncada. And I always loved these in 1971. I don't have one right in front of me. But this is a cheap and easy way to get some Hall of Famers and some classic All-Stars. You get your batting leaders, pitching leaders, strikeout leaders, complete game leaders, whatever. You know, in 1971, you're getting Tom Seaver and you're getting, Pete Rose and Frank Howard and so many other big names all on one card. Pedro Severino, who looks about as dour as a Baltimore Oriole should be. Would you agree? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The rookie cards. So this is nice. Going with the multi-panel rookie players like they did back in the day there. So we've got our rookie Astros. I love a guy named Toro with the Astros.
I think all of them cheated.
They probably did, although I don't know if you have their cheating stats on here. It's a little small print. Again, my vision's not as good. Tukey with the Atlanta Braves. Who else we have here? Antonio Sanzatella.
He means business.
He does look, he's ready to take the sign there. Kyle Tucker. Matt Beattie. Willie Calhoun. We've got Shane Green and Brandon Woodruff of the Milwaukee Brewers. So, no big refractor card or anything else jumping out there. Clayton Kershaw, I'd say, is your big star card there. Now, even though you get the usual wear and tear here in these cards, again, compared to the original 71s where you had so much layering of the cardboard, that is not as big of a problem. Plus, obviously, collectors these days taking care of their baseball cards much better than you did back in the 70s where they were often just rubber banded together and thrown into a shoebox. But even though, you got some decent youngsters in here, this is probably your big card here, which is not that big. But your Kershaw card, probably your big name. And again, loving the backs of the cards, just spitting image of what came out in 1971. And especially with everybody on lockdown these days, as we wait for the COVID-19 virus to play its course, and hopefully sooner than later, you've got a whole lot more time to look at the backs of the cards. And this is very much like the 71 Topps, too, just that laundry list of names here. So you have a lot more time to look at the backs of these cards and perhaps dig up some of your older baseball cards as well. Now, speaking of older cards, part of this program will be dedicated to the awesome 1971 Topps set. All right, Patrick, I've pulled just one random page here, and I won't say who it is, but there's one, collectors will know, there's one notable name on here. But actually, more than one. A couple recognizable names here. But I will let you select 4 players, and we'll tell our listeners a little more about these players in the next podcast. So who's the first player you want to talk about?
John Odom.
John Odom. Why did you pick John Odom? Good idea.
I know.
Yeah, John, I'm sure you like it because of the old A's uniform there. As you can see, too, John has a nickname. In fact, here he signed it Johnny Odom. A lot of people knew him better as Blue Moon Odom. And we will talk about Blue Moon Odom in the next podcast. All right, who's the next one?
Dan McGinn.
All right, so Dan McGinn of the Montreal Expos up here. Okay, so we'll talk about him. All right, who else? You got 2 more.
Dean Chance.
All right, Dean Chance. That's the other somewhat noticeable name that I picked out. Now, he spent, as we'll discuss, a little more time with the Angels in his career. But we'll talk about Dean Chance and his time with the Mets. All right, last but not least,
Danny Walton.
Danny Walton of the Milwaukee Brewers. So we've been looking at his card a lot as a comparative. I'm really surprised you didn't go with Dick Bosman. Not only because his name is Dick, and as a 10-year-old you laugh at that stuff, but the Washington Senators there. But that's okay. We've got Danny Walton of the Brewers, the Sad Sack Milwaukee Brewers of 1971 here. We've got Dean Chance up here. We've got Dan McGinn over here. And, of course, Johnny Blue Moon Odom. So we'll talk about those players, not only the classic 71 set, but a little bit of the Topps Heritage set, plus some new Topps sets that are out, thanks to our friend Nick Diunte, who will join us as well. And we got a whole lot to keep you entertained while you are on lockdown and slowly losing your mind. Or maybe not slowly. It might be happening fast for you. So make sure you join us this Friday as we will discuss at noon Eastern the new Topps Heritage set, some of the other new Topps products that are coming out, the Classic 71 set, and those 4 players that Patrick picked. So, on behalf of Mini-Me, Patrick Sammon, say goodbye, Patrick.
Goodbye.
All right, there he is, or the shadow of his hand. That's me. I'm Matt Sammon. We'll talk to you on Friday on the next Wax Ecstatic. We'll see you then.